can you talk to me at all about what your process was to apply to these schools? Because it was a different process than a typical. And what feedback did you get from admissions officers as you're describing your experience? Tell me a little bit about that, because that's a big fear of a lot of families.
Yes. I remember when my mom first took me out of school, she looked into the admissions policies of a lot of schools, saw that some competitive schools at the time wouldn't even accept homeschoolers. Yale wouldn't even look at homeschoolers. A lot has changed since then. I think almost all schools now are more open to homeschool students. One of the great things about Harvard is there's no advantage to being a homeschool student, but you are looked at the same as any other student. And they even on their application page have a link to a Crimson article, which is the school newspaper article about homeschoolers who have attended Harvard. And so I think they're very open, and a lot of schools are open. There are some schools where you can tell there is a bias, and some schools will make homeschoolers jump through more hoops than a regular applicant or an applicant who has gone to a traditional high school. And I remember, so I'd gone to this traveling college roadshow, and it had a number of schools. It had Stanford, Harvard, Penn, and a number of others. And I'd asked the question, I said, so as a homeschool non-traditional student, what do you look for in an application, or what kind of stuff do you want to be seeing? And the representative from Stanford and the representative from Georgetown both said, oh, the one thing that we'd be concerned about is if the student could socialize, because you'd be in an environment with a lot of different people, and we just don't know if you would really, fit in, or if a student would really fit in. And I said, oh, okay, sure, but what kind of stuff do you want to see on the application? Like what supplemental materials? Do you need an additional statement from somebody who's not my parent? That kind of thing. And they went back to we just don't know if you'd be if a student would be ready to socialize properly or integrate into the environment. And what was just kind of funny was, as we had a friend there who said, what's kind of ironic about it is, like, you have all these high school kids in this room, most of them from traditional schools, and the one kid who raises his hand to ask a question, who's brave enough to ask the question, is the homeschool student who they think isn't going to.
Everyone else has been taught not to ask questions.
Who isn't going to be able to socialize properly, but whatever.